a very good evening or good afternoon? Good afternoon. Afternoon, not evening. You're not sure.
Afternoon only talk.
But now it's in the middle. Who can give me a good definition? Quite sure not good night lah. Quite sure. I don't know whether good afternoon or good evening. Acceptable. Both are acceptable. Okay, a very good evening to all of you. Okay, all right. So we are going to continue to our class today. Let's take a look. Okay, we have finished the introduction about the learning attitude. Then we go to the benefit of meditation. We went through the video clip. Then we talk about the conditions. The conditions include the self-restraint, 3 types of people, 2 types of strong people, method of repentance, and sign of eradication of major offenses. We are still in the self-restraint, which is about our precept. I expect we will finish our precept today. Upon finishing the condition, we will go through the adequacy of requisites. It is about our occupation. 3.3, 3.4, 3.5 is about the teacher, a place, and also the external causes. Once we go to number 4, it's about condemned desire and abandoned hindrances. This is all related to our own psychological problem. We call it psychological problem, but we call it, some say it's a demon within your heart, but Buddhism, we call it as a hindrance. Okay, when we tackle the hindrances, then we can master, we can meditate better. Number 5 is about the practice. Okay, we meditate by sitting and also meditate in daily life. 6 is development of favorable consciousness. Then number 7, to cure the sicknesses. Number 8 is the fruit attainment. Let's go back to the Vinaya. Okay, I remember we have finished the first precept and second precept. Now we are going to the third precept. Well, add in, and I wish to clarify, is about the shears. Okay, see whether am I pronounced correctly or not. Euthanasia, sorry, I pronounced wrongly. Okay, recently, euthanasia, yes. Euthanasia, okay, recently we just, there's one case who come to our temple. We are having mantra class. Mantra class meaning to say that they can come and request for the blessing from all of us, but he has to participate. We will transfer the merit of the mantra chanting to the case. So there's one case, it's about euthanasia, all right, okay. I get a more specific definition for euthanasia from this case, okay. Well, this case is a Mrs. Lim, her mother had admitted to hospital just after the operation, okay. Well, according to doctor, he is about, meaning to say that he is about to experience brain death. How do we define the brain death? Take a look. This is our brain. Our brain is consisted of 2 parts. One is the cerebrum. One is the stem brain. Stem brain is the part who control our breathing. If there's a damage in the brain stem, it's considered brain death already. Why? Because you couldn't breathe, and your heart feel to beat. So this is the definition, quite clear that the damage and the malfunction of the brain stem is considered brain death. It's considered brain death and it's equivalent to death. If the cerebrum, if let's say the damage is about in the cerebrum, usually once the damage occurs in the cerebrum, that gradually it will continue. It will trigger the death of the brain death also. So in a simple way, the damage of the cerebrum is not a brain death, but gradually will incur brain death. Once there's a brain death, there will be a test by two doctors to specify to recognize that whether it's a real brain death. If it is a real brain death after the scrutinization, the doctor will tell you directly. One brain death, even a brain death is not involved in your case, you feel quite suffer in cancer, and you hope that you hope the doctor can inject something and make you die. That is considered euthanasia, which is illegal in Malaysia. In that case, this is illegal, but just legal in certain countries. But I don't know whether if you fly to that country, you are considered. Are you free from the punishment from our country law or not? That one, I think, you need a special study. But in Malaysia, you can. You can't do the euthanasia. Just bring the body. So the case we study, if let's say who is in the coma and he is not defined as a brain death, we feel quite suffer. We feel very suffer, especially the caretaker. And the caretaker aims to remove the supporting system, we will consider illegal. Okay, so that is the quite clear definition. Okay, we have to understand the brain death and also it comes from the death of the. So this is the clarification for this part. Now we go to the third precept. Okay, class, please write it out. Aware of the suffering.
Where are the all manifestations while we cultivate completely the way not wish sexual relationship, love, and all the learn that happiness of myself, I am related to the fact of confidence of others. I will do everything our sexual abuse and to swear out abuse.
Please highlight the point. Okay. You forget to bring your glass, right? Why you still have to take the photo and then you can't see properly. Eyesight. Short-sighted. Oh, 4,000? Okay. I see more than that. It is about, it's quite approximate to blind, right? Oh, okay. Oh. Mm. Oh, okay, okay. Okay. Okay, okay. But I say can, which I will recommend you an eye specialist from you. The author is a person who about to blind. But through exercise, eye exercise, he recover all the, he recover back the eyesight the eye power, and he helps his daughter to do the same thing. I will pass you the book. Now a few members of here practicing what he did. He is in Israel, and sure you will not charge for anything. Okay, so the third precept is regards to the sexual misconduct. Okay. Now here we have a definition. All right. Doesn't work right. So you just put there, I will throw it away, and then I will replace the new one. Quite for a long time, I didn't replace the new stationery. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's take a look. Sexual misconduct. I vow to cultivate responsibility and learn ways to protect the safety and integrity of individual, couple, family, and society. I don't know whether you realize or not. All the beings, which is in the sensual desire, sensual realm. In Buddhism, sensual realm includes hell, asuras, hungry ghosts, human, animals, and also some deva, which is within the sensual realm. Why do we call it a living being in the sensual realm? The reason is all of us cannot exclude ourselves from two abilities. One is ability to eat. Second is the ability to produce the offspring. For example, for all the animals, we realize that it's that the human, we know how to eat. Once we were brought up, once we were birthed, right? Once we were delivered, how to say? Once we are born, yeah. Once we are born, without teaching, we know how to eat for the survive, right? Okay, but once we manage to survive and grow up, okay, for all the animals, including humans, we start to have the ability to produce the offspring. And we notice that human life, the lifespan for all the animals is strongly related to the ability of reproduction. For example, what is the normal lifespan for a human? According to some biologists, they mentioned that for women, okay, the age for menopause is about 45, right? Okay, it's about 45, okay, and usually in what age the human can, how to say, the mother can set the child free to be independent. About what age? 16, it is enough. Or 18? Maybe 18, okay. So 45 plus 18 is the normal age for the woman. This is the biology. And we notice that for most of the plants and also animals, once they don't have the ability to produce the offspring, it is about the time to death. Okay, if you check it out, it's about like that. If man, the ability to produce the semen is the moment we death. All right, so this is the lifespan. Our lifespan is really strongly related to the ability to produce the offspring. Okay, so for example, the dog. Okay, it's very obvious. We see once the dog is born, okay, start to know how to get his food. Okay, can start growing up. Okay, once time's up, okay, they start to mating and produce the offspring, and all the dogs will fight with each other to get the best mating. So this is, we can see it very clear from the animal realm. Okay. For humans, the same. All the animals experience the stages. Okay, when we go to the stage age 12, okay, we have the ability how to say 是我们的那个青春期第一期的青春期开始 生，然后呢，新的特征发育开始产生。This is the first phase to manifest that our, how to say, the maturity, sexual maturity, right? Yes, okay. 12 years old is the first phase of the sexual, in mature of the, in terms of sexuality, all right? Okay, about 12 years old, okay. Meaning to say that after this, and we are ready to produce our offspring. But for human, we are smart. We can postpone it, okay? For most of us, the best time for marriage, I think maybe just after the university graduated. And it works on working. After working, you get the money. You're ready for the first installment for a house. Then it's the mature time for us to marry. Okay. But for animal, no. When time's up, 思春期到了，春期 the mating period. Once there's a mating season, immediately they start to produce the offspring. Not like the human, we can do something, we can make decisions, we can postpone the thing. And it's quite obvious that human is very different from animal. Like for example, like, even though the ability of reproduction is natural for all the animals, human is very different. We can do something to postpone it, and like monk, we ourselves choose to be single. The reason is humans have the ability to control themselves, and humans have the wisdom. Humans have the wisdom and choose to develop the spiritual, to develop the spiritual end, which is the animal cannot do. Like for us, like a monk, we can opt for. We can choose to meditate. All right. And in order to upgrade our spiritual until we can break the circle just for it and reproduction, in our rank. So this is something special in the human. Okay. But for generally, most of the people, once time's up, they will start to produce the offspring. This is very common for the human. But anyway, in Buddhism, we define that. We specify that the proper way to get a partner to marry must be with love and a long-term commitment. Okay, if you have sexual relationship with somebody without the love and the long-term commitment, you are considered sexual misconduct. Or if you have party affair, it will consider sexual misconduct too. Firstly, is if let's say a person is overactive sexual activity, first thing, it is hard for him to upgrade his spirituality. Let's take a look. This is the human being. We can use it as an analogy to explain. Okay. For those who are very active, who is overactive in sex, the bottom, the chakra below the nadi will be open, and will be actively open. When this chakra is very actively open, meaning to say that you will waste out the energy to these three chakra, and the energy very difficult to brought up to the brain, especially for the crown chakra and the ajna chakra, which is corresponding to the high level of the spiritual development. You get a point I mean? So this is the reason why the Buddhist cultivator and maybe the Hinduism, the Swami, the cultivator, whatever cultivator, if let's say they want to have a high spiritual development, they must practice the chastity. Not practice chastity. Yeah, practice chastity, right? Okay, so that the energy can flow up to the three chakra and he can develop his spiritual smoothly. For a person who always commits sexual misconduct, the chakra below the navel will be active. Finally, the energy cannot flow up. This is the reason why we have to remain single and bachelor for the full-time cultivator. As for the layman, since the produce of the offspring is a responsibility, especially I think for Chinese things. For the old, I think most of the old men or old lady, they prefer their son to 點樣講啊？係咪講啊？如果冇生後代係我哋唐人係咪？冇傳宗接代係唔孝順 ，right? Not. Generally, we have this type of perception that if you don't produce offspring, not filial piety, right? And usually, the father mother is so happy if their son or daughter produce the offspring. They will be very happy. So this is the general mindset for most of the people. And after the marriage, I heard, according to my student feedback, they are so eager to have their son and daughter to strengthen the relationship within the marriage, and they have the very strong eager to get the son and the daughter. Right? In most of the religion, especially the gods, including Buddhism, we will fulfill your wish. Especially, you need a son, right? Not people once a long time they couldn't get a son, they will look for who? Guanyin, right? One of the Guanyin embracing a son. This is so-called 小子观音，专門求仔嘅 right? Not okay. So we need to say that the ability to produce the offspring is very important for the human, for the normal people. To strengthen the relationship. Once we spend the time to take care of children, we won't spend we have our life target. Since we're focusing to bringing up the children, we have our life target. We don't do this, what to do, right? So this is the reason why we are still encouraged then the layman for the Buddhism. After the marriage, you should have your own children. It's not necessary for all the laymen to produce, to look for the high spiritual attainment. It's not that necessary because you are not a monk. But anyway, if let's say you involve in a third-party affair, another issue. The reason is, I think none of the wife or husband will feel happy to share his partner to other one. Am I right? And once this happens, the family will split, and your children will become. I think the children will become. We just have one parent to take care of them only. And this is the so-called broken family, and the children themselves will be sacrificed. In mind. The reason why, how should I put it now? We forbidden sexual misconduct, no matter if after marriage or before the marriage. Okay. To preserve the happiness of myself and others, I'm determined to respect my commitment and the commitment of others. Okay. Well, but nowadays I think a little bit change in morality. I came across that the young people who is younger than me, maybe more 10 years old, how to say, if they're born in about 80 or 90, they have the tendency to try a marriage. I don't know whether you heard about that. They don't really want to get married, but they will try first and stay together, see whether suitable or not. If they will separate, it's not suitable. The reason is they say the marriage is very cheap. Maybe just $100 you can get the registration. Am I right? But in order to make the divorce through the lawyer, you have to spend thousands of dollars. So they say it's worth to try out first. This is the reason that they give me. But I think it is considered the sexual misconduct. In order to avoid this, I think that you send all your daughters go to the Sunday school to enhance the perception that there should be no sexual misconduct. This is the first thing. But second, if let's say our Buddhism, we spread our Buddhism in the Western country, we have the difficulty also. The reason is the Westerner is very open in fact. They mentioned to me that they will experience it, especially before they graduate from the university. If let's say all the Western students come here, we talk about that. We talk about sexual misconduct. I think all of them has. I don't think they will keep on coming once we criticize them committed sexual misconduct. All right. So this is the problem. If let's say we go to the Western country, don't know how to talk to them. Like I go to the Pulau Bangkok, I say no killing, but all the audience they are fishermen. You know what I mean? Oh, everybody is a fisherman. They say no killing. We will try to avoid to talk about the precept of no killing because everybody is a killer, is a fisherman. Am I right? So that is, some skills is involved. We have to really know who is our target before we propagate the dharma. Do you see the point? Okay, I will do everything in my power to protect children from sexual misconduct. Yes, it is about pedophilia. The pedophilia activity. Well, I think the author is the author stayed in Western country, so he realized the problem in a very early stage. Remember, it's about 2 to 3 years ago, there's one Scotland who is a pedophile, and he is very active in Malaysia, especially in church. Do you remember Scotland? Right, okay. If you go through the dictionary, pedophile meaning to say that somebody, especially it's a man, they were sexually active with children. And they will sacrifice children. And the children, they're innocent and ignorant. They will sacrifice them in order to achieve some excitement sexually. So this is so-called pedophile, okay? According to the Buddhism, how shall I put it? Okay, the pedophilia, quite sure it is illegal and it's an anomaly. How to say how? 你點樣講變態啊？ What in English? Abnormal. Anomaly? Anomaly? Is this an anomaly? Sexual anomaly? Not sure. Okay, all right. Okay. Mental defect. Yes, this is the pedophilia. All right. Okay. If let's say you go through, if you ask why the pedophilia occur, generally in Buddhism we can't give you an exact answer. Okay. In Western medication, especially in psychology part, according to them, pedophile is incurable. That this, if you are, how should I put it? You can't cure them and make them become normal. It is impossible. They are inborn, and maybe something wrong in the genetics. There's a possibility there. But so far, there's still no much research regards this. Possible, they are the victims also. They are the victims. Research is not as much as homosexuality. Nowadays, why there's quite many countries, including Taiwan and USA, recognize homosexuality. The reason is, according to their research, the brain for the gay is the woman brain, and the hormone within the gay is for woman hormone, female hormone, more than the man hormone. It has been proved scientifically already. Yeah. You see, okay, for example, this is our human brain. You see. This is the study they have done it before. Okay, this is the human brain. Okay. Okay. Well, in the middle of the brain, there's a part with so-called amygdala, right? Amygdala, right? Okay, amygdala. Do I pronounce correctly, huh? Okay, there's one part here, huh? We call it, Mandarin, we call it 杏仁核, huh? Okay, once a man met a woman, they will, if let's say they got excited, the center of the amygdala will show some signal. If let's say a woman get excited once I met the man, the area, how to say that, the area which show the symptom is around the amygdala. For the homosexual, the part which show show the excitement is exactly like a woman. Meaning to say that there's really a genetic problem for how shall I put it out? 呢個點樣講好啊？簡單嚟講係咪 homosexuality 係咪有啲係真係天生嘅 ？Because 佢哋個 brain 係咪係女人個 brain 嚟嘅？所以佢係女人個 brain 係咪？佢睇到男人佢會中意啦。唔一定係半公乸。No, some homosexuals they are really very man。唔係窿中半公乸嘅。佢哋可以 prove 點樣 prove 係咪？照 MRI。They take many 100,000 homosexuals and they have the brain scan with MRI. Yeah, the database. And it proved that the brain issue and also for the gay, first is the brain issue, second is the hormone. Their hormone is different with the normal man. To change it, it's impossible. Medicine can change the hormone, but cannot change the brain structure. In a woman, we have a different brain structure. According to the book, which the title is The Brain Sex. You know the difference? Okay. Do you know this or not? Especially in the night time, if let's say we forget to close the water, to close the water tap, all right? The water will keep on flowing, right? Usually, woman is more sensitive to it than men. Do you notice that? Usually, woman is the one here. Oh, the water is not. The water tap is not closed, but men usually doesn't realize. Do you know this or not? Okay. The reason is a woman is stronger than the man, but man is strong in visualization, in vision. The power of vision for men is stronger than the woman. If you've got a few children, you will notice that, especially the woman who can talk well compared with the man. Age 3 or 5, the woman can talk very well. But for the boy, they just I something like that, right? Okay, they can't talk well. Okay, the reason is because the brain structure is very different. The listening side in the brain for the woman is hyperactive. Okay, woman, the girl or the woman will using two parts of the brain for processing the language, but for men just one part only. It makes girl is smarter than man in a very early stage. Usually the academic performance during the primary school, we notice that girl is better than the boy. The reason is nowadays we are very focused on reading and memorizing. This is the ability involved in sharing according to the brain science. But once you go to the secondary school and the tertiary level, especially the abstract mathematics involved in women. You know this or not? Okay, the reason is the brain structure is different. Secondly is the 通常我哋男仔係咪係比較暴力嘅 ？Prefer take the football. It's because the hormone of the 我哋嘅男人嘅 hormone 就係咩嚇？woman the hormone woman 係咪個 hormone 係 estrogen 同 progesterone？ For men it's a testosterone. The more the testosterone is it, the more violence is it. So usually the boy they don't prefer to do the cooking. They won't 佢哋唔會搞硬仔嘅。They will prefer fighting with each other. They prefer very active activity. usually the active activity 係咪 meaning to say 係咪佢 body 入邊嘅 testosterone is more strong until become very violent。所以係咪 hormone and the brain structure both will determine will show the characteristic for the man and the woman。就咁樣樣咯。And one thing is very clear that you see how have you heard about the scam about the living pastor? The scam about the living pastor 愛情包裹哦。The scam involve what 啦？愛情包裹。What do you mean? A love scam. Okay. No, not the victim of the love scam usually is the woman. The victim. If you compare man and woman, yeah, the love scam woman involve more than the man. Why? The reason is even though without watching the face of the man, through the lesson call, we say, honey, darling, darling, honey, the woman will be cheated, even though they are highly educated. Of course, they must be very empty in their mind. Why? Because the woman is active in, I mean, 佢哋女仔個聽比較犀利嘅，你用氹佢係咪佢就冧開啦 ？But for men, no. Why? Because men want to see. Men want to see. Okay, if let's say the scam involves how to share, say that how to call it 啦，我們講裸聊啊。Okay, how to say teleconference in nudity? You know what I mean? Nudity teleconference, am I right? Okay, usually the victim of the nudity teleconference is men. I mean the girl, they will call you and they say, okay, what do we have a chit chat? And then they start to strip, right? Okay, but usually men will be sacrificed. Man is the victim. Why? Because men want to see. Am I right or not? But this case, usually woman is not the victim because woman is not interesting to see, but we women prefer to listen. Yes. Don't see her. Yeah, we just say, honey, darling, they will believe with it. Okay, it happened. Yeah. Okay, well, yeah. I think the syndicate they are very smart also. Probably they didn't study the brain test, but they would get some rules and the law in the nature. You notice that man is very different with the woman. 胡思乱想 you mean too much thinking? Well, think too much. Not exactly. I think certain men also will think a lot. This is not the characteristic of the man and woman. But just now what I'm saying, man is good in visual, but woman is good in auditorial. That is the really characteristic. You're good and bad about the man. Okay. Of course, this is generally we can categorize like that. Of course, there will be some difference in the detail if you see in the detail. Okay. So this is, I mean, for the gay and the lesbian, they can check it through the brain structure and also the hormone. This is the reason why American and Taiwan, they recognize it. They recognize their legal status. I mean the people who, the MP, they are not, the MP, especially in the developed countries, they are very smart. They're also educated. They need the science probe to convince them to pass the enactment that to give them the legal status. You get what I mean? No, for them it's the normal already. Now WHO is already picked out, it's already removed that homosexuality is the disease. They already removed it in 1970 something. Buddhism. Okay. You mean whether it's legal or not legal? You mean? How do we view them? Okay. How do we view them? Okay. All right. Okay. Well, frankly, I'm telling you, 1,000 years ago, there's a record of the LGBT in our society. 1,000 years ago, these type of people, they are exist, but maybe they are not so active, and we don't realize their existence. And at that time, most of the people, they hide themselves. Okay, but one thing is very clear that for LGBT, they can learn Buddhism, but they cannot become monk or nun, because this is the anomaly in the sex. This is a sexually anomaly. Okay, but they can become a good Buddhist can still meditate, they can do many things, but they cannot become a monk. The reason is, how shall I put it? The attainment in meditation is not as good as the normal people for LGBT. The attainment is not that good. The reason is that in the past life, they create some bad karma and make them have this type of outcome. Well, maybe some will say this is a discrimination, but no. Once we talk about the vibhaga, how should I put it? Okay, if let's say you are, if let's say, how to say, Musang King durian and the local durian. I put Musang King durian is the first class and the durian tempatan as the third class durian. Is it considered discrimination? Yeah, for durian. No, it's not the discrimination because the Musang King durian has the quality, right? It has a good quality smell and the seed is very small. Oh, but for local durian, everything goes opposite. Well, so we rate it high. It's the same. For normal people, we rate it high, but for the LGBT, we rate it low. The reason is because the quality is not that good. This is our Buddhism perspective. Okay, they can cultivate, but usually the attainment, if let's say they practice the meditation, they can hardly attain the first jhana. If they do the vipassana, they can hardly attain the nibbana, according to our sutta. You get the point? I said, first it's from the Buddhism of. I try to get the reason why there's the LGBT. Well, one of the monks have given me a very good answer for the pedophile and the homosexuality. He said there's a possibility that they eunuch before. You know, eunuch is somebody being castrated to serve as a attendant to the king. You say, if let's say after the castration, they still have the sexual desire. Okay, how do they release it? Some they may look for the boy. Okay, so they will create the karma. Some they will still look for the other young man. Okay, the sexual urge. Some they will look for something, a piece of cloth of the woman, just to release the sexual desire. Okay, once they do all these things, karma will back forward to this life. If let's say you prefer to release your sexual urge to the boy, so for this life you become a pedophile. If you prefer to release your sexual desire, maybe to the code of the woman, for this life, you are the one. Is there any specific term now? For some people, they prefer to maybe the underwear from a man or woman and to get the sexual excitement. Is that anomaly? No. In English, they got a name, right? Am I right? 我们讲面目癖啊 the thing one, they prefer to feel the underwear, all these things. Sex manic. Like they release the sexual urge in this way, it will carry forward to this life and turn them to become sexual manic, right? And say if let's say they play, if they release their urge with a man, so this time they become a homosexual. That is the relationship there. Okay, if you need an explanation, of course, if you go through the Sutta, which is 2,000 years ago, it doesn't state very clearly that what they did in the past life and make them this life occur. Okay, so this is something I can provide. Yes.
Can I ask something about karma?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You understand that if this life, for example, if someone cancer,
all right.
so it could be due with their karma in this life.
Yes.
Someone don't fight with cancer, but let's say the rock.
Okay.
So the rock is, for example, here, I rock him.
You rock him, okay.
So the question is this due with? And then for my side, am I the one like executing?
Oh, okay.
Like, why is there any form
Yes.
So like, let's say he's getting
Mm.
I just take my Samatha.
Mm.
Yes, if let's say I have the session or I don't have the session, I'm just executing with Samatha.
Okay.
Say like that.
Oh, okay. This is a good question. Okay. Okay, well, okay. Yeah. Martin provides a good answer. If you don't break it, it becomes a circle. Unbreakable circle. Become a circle. You have to break it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh well, especially in the family case, okay, we believe that if let's say you can't do very well within a family member. Let's say okay, you can't do very well with your wife. Okay. So next life you marry, let her again. Due to past life you don't do well, just do some maybe probably next life she will become your son or daughter, but just somehow you doesn't like her. You can't explain why. I think you have the experience, right? If you got two, 3, 4 kids, just to know how kids you doesn't like, but some kids you like it very strong, and some kids is very obedient to you, but some kids very betraying. Am I right? So the thing will carry forward. If let's say the kid really make you angry all the time, and you keep on punish her, okay, so the karma, the circle become worse. Worse off. But I believe that maybe you owed her so that this life will come back to you and get something back from you. Especially the cancer kid. Some kids, once they get the cancer, they were spending almost all the money of the parents. Okay, and the parents love them so much and suffer for a very long term. But as long as the money finish spending, then the kid's gone already. Oh, how do you explain this? Especially the kid just less than 12 years old. He doesn't have the time to create the strong karma. Right? So the karma must become a fast life. Okay. Well, there's a possibility that he robbed you, then you rob him. This is a very simple way to explain the karma. But you have to break it. You can't use it as an excuse, Yeah, you must break it. Okay, don't continue it. Okay, so you get the point. Okay, you're welcome. Okay, all right. Well, I think there's some true in this statement, but not exactly. Not that exactly. What does it mean? Meaning to say that this type of karma theory is very straightforward. You kill the dog, you become a dog. You kill a human, become a human. It says so? It's not that right. When you kill the human, the karma is too strong and make you become the animal. I think if you kill the human, become animal is correct. Because the karma is too strong. Cannot be kill and human becoming it shouldn't be. No. You should do the good deed in order to become a human. You have to create good karma in order to become a human. So you get the point. Okay. But human can cultivate. All the animals except human can cultivate. The rest of the human cannot cultivate. Have the highest IQ. Okay, so just don't think about the weakness of the human. Have to think about the good of the as a human. Okay, here about protective. But one thing I have to tell you all. Recently, I discovered that there's a group of people. They call themselves a virtuous pedophile. Virtuous pedophile. What's that? Okay, so let me show you. Virtuos. Okay. Anybody can pronounce for me what's the correct spelling for pedophile? P-E-D-O-P-H-I-L-E. Okay. This is the virtuous pedophile. Yes, virtuous pedophile. Virtuous pedophile is the group of the pedophile that promise that they won't play the children, in the simple way to say that. Pedophile, just as I mentioned, that pedophile is a group of the people, especially the men, they will get the sexual assignment by playing with the children. But these type of people, they realize that it is wrong, they don't want to hurt the children anymore, so you can sign in, then they will provide assistance for you. In American and Europe countries, if you tell to the doctor that you are a pedophile, they will have a special treatment and counseling for you. Why? They don't want to drive you to the end, you know. If let's say they force you to the dark side, you don't have any outlet, then it's worse. Sure, you will commit something, right? You know nobody to talk to. You know, they help them instead of punish them. I go into to see the details of, okay, some pedophile, the man, how to say, they keep on that view as a group of people need help, rather than a group of people just want to commit a crime. They really want the sympathy from the society. I know that if, let's say, we got our children have been victimized by the pedophile, we'll be very angry over them, right? Quite sure, huh? But if, let's say, one of our friends is a pedophile and they look for us, what can we do for them? Quite hard, right? So it's the best, we need a very good structure of organization in terms of medicine, psychology, and the religions to help them. Okay, so you please record down this website. One day, if your friend who claim themselves is a pedophile, they better go through this and help themselves. And the best thing, I think they should try to avoid the children. Maybe the best place they work for is the old folk house, I think. Am I right? They should work, the best place for them to work is the old folk house. Yeah, no children there, what? So they won't be sexually excited. Huh? Am I right? That should be the right way, I think. Yeah, minimize because no children, they were all old men. Okay. So this is something very new. I noticed that. There's one woman who give a talk in the TED. He speak for the pedophile. He speak to the pedophile. Wow, but all the comments very negative over her. They say you want to legalize the pedophile. How about our children? But I think we have to think about them and try to help them instead of just criticize them. Do you agree that you have to think for it? But of course, we have to protect our children from them so that they won't be victimized. Okay. So this is something new for you all. Protect the children from sexual abuse. Okay. And then to prevent the couples and family from being broken by sexual misconduct. Okay. Just now, okay, we mentioned a lot between how to say just now we mentioned a lot of difference between men and women in terms of the brain. You can get the information from this book, Brain Sex. It's very interesting. Okay. I think some of you have retired and you are so free, you can do more reading. This is very interesting. By understanding the brain, you are more acceptable and tolerant. Women is very difficult to understand men, and for men it's very difficult to understand women. But through reading this, you know better. According some statistics, they said that usually, how should I put it? There's a limit of words for men and women to speak within 1 week is a difference. The capacity for a man to speak maybe is about 200 words for 1 week, but for women it can be 2,000 words. That's the reason why a woman can speak a lot and keep on mumbling. Okay, after this 200 words, men nothing to say already. Nothing to say, when you go back, no, nothing to talk already. But for a woman, you got 2,000 words, haven't finished yet, so he come back and keep on talking to you. Get the point. So that's why women keep on cajoling and nagging, This can explain why it says the difference between man and woman. Okay, it's all about our brain structure? Disagree. Of course, there will be some exceptions. For example, for men, usually men can do very well. Okay, if you say this is the mat, if you put the mat upside down, for men they can visualize it. Okay, and you get the robot for the man can dismantle it. Can't do so. Am I right? Usually, most of the women are very weak in direction and very difficult to visualize the thing. You can do well, right? So you are the you are the exception. More is the man bring. You are the exception. You see, I mean, we can prove it that most of the engineers are men. Women just a minority. It has something to do with the brain structure. Am I right generally? Usually men do well in engineer, right? I know, but if you go to see the statistics, usually men is still the majority because it's due to the brain structure. But of course, women is very good in the other field. For example, PR, public relations. I don't think men can do well. And some CEO, I mean, for communication, especially the work involved in communication, men can do better. Oh no, women can do better. Yes. Girl or boy? A boy, yeah, sure. It is normal for boys to do well with this. Okay. Okay. Why I have to say so? The reason is, if let's say you got a child who is a homosexual or lesbian, you can accept them easily. You have to accept the fact that they are the homosexual or the lesbian. The reason is you give them the brain, you a boy brain, and you give your boy a woman brain. Something's wrong, especially the time in the womb. The 3 stage of the excretion of the hormone. Okay, basically. During pregnancy. No, I think something involved in the past life karma. You can very, it's good for you to change it. According to the, the size of the embryo, fetus in the beginning is in the form of the woman. The beginning form all is the woman. But let's say it is a man. The stage one, in stage number 1, the excretion of the the testosterone will keep on, will be emitted and start to change the embryo from woman become a man. All right. If let's say the hormone is not enough in the stage number 1, there will be some defect in the sexual organ. Okay. In second stage, I think maybe about 5 weeks for the development of the embryo, the hormone will be excreted by the brain again. But if let's say the hormone, if let's say the hormone is not enough, the man will become, the man has the tendency like a woman, and the woman has a tendency like a man. This is the second stage, excretion of the hormone. Yes. To prevent this, I don't know. Sorry, I don't know. Yeah.
Everything once you try all your best, it's still not to what our expectations.
No. Then it will be. Probably, how do you know there's some abnormal happen in the womb? You don't know what.
Yeah, so we know that before.
You mean you presume that it is abnormal, and they start to do the chanting? I think it's quite important. We will tell all the pregnant women that if you do the chanting to avoid the baby become gay or like this, which is ridiculous, I think. So usually we wouldn't advise like that because you can't prove it whether it's normal and abnormal, and so many people, I think they will feel quite ridiculous. How come I go to triple mantra chanting? Yeah, they think you are overthinking. They will think you are overthinking. Okay, so there's a different stages to cause how to say 因為佢嘅 stages 唔同係咪？所以變到係咪會有唔同嘅情況咯 ？And usually 點解啊 gay 會多過 lesbian？The reason is 係咪？因為個 hormone 嘅the excretion of hormone how to say 我哋當中都係男人開頭當中係女人嚟嘅，但係 hormone 將佢變成從女人女人嘅 embryo 變成男人，係因為我哋嘅 hormone 嘅 excretion 係咪係好？咩講好 sophisticated 嘅，少少唔夠係咪佢就會出問題，所以點解 gay 會多過 lesbian 原因就咁樣。Get the point? So you can go to this book, Brain Sex, and get a further explanation. I think because they involve a lot of technical terms, and I couldn't put words well like that. Okay, 所以你哋自己睇啦嚇。教開明 LGBT, not for LGBT and pedophile 啦。All right, okay 嚇。Now we go to the number 4th precept. Okay, aware of the suffering.
And leave others of their suffering. Knowing that work can create happiness or suffering, vow to learn it truthfully to work that inspires self-confidence, joy, hope, and to me not to spread things that I don't hope. The circle not to fight or bad things or complete act and not sure. All very good that can cause division or report, or that can cause the family or the community. I make all efforts to reconcile and resolve all conflicts avoidable for.
Okay, please highlight the point. I wish to add in something regarding the sexual misconduct. We should avoid, for the layman should avoid sexual misconduct, but they should avoid over meditating too, especially you are ready to have an offspring. Those who meditate hard, once they meditate hard, once they do a very great, once they achieve very well in meditation, generally these 3 chakra will be closed down and these 3 chakra will be opening. Okay, but in order to have offspring, you must have sexual urge, sexual desire. Sexual desire is the energy to make you to produce offspring. But if let's say you over meditate and you totally don't have the urge of sex, how can you produce the offspring? This is the reason why for the one who newly married, we have to tell them don't over meditate. Those who suits to meditate, long-term meditate is the one. How to say? 有幾種人比較適合 for long-term meditation 啦，一種係monk 咯， is the person who is retiring, because the son already getting old already. Oh no， 已經大開你嘅生果都已經大開。第三係咪？你覺得唔啦，唔會再生細路哥 ？At the end, it is suitable for you to long-term meditation. Marry and then 你嘅 parents 等住去抱孫but every day you meditate, then all the chakra close. How can you produce offspring？ 你明冇？No, this thing happened before， 有啲人咪走嚟廟堂blame 我哋講，你哋點樣教我哋，教到佢哋都唔想結婚生仔So it's something wrong with us already。你明冇？呢種係好過頭。都唔啱。If let's say you really want to marry, so you must act normal people. You don't marry but act like a monk. Don't do like that. You know what I mean? 呢種係好過頭So you must know I mean 如果你打算係咪去做 layman， 你就做好 layman 嘅角色，結婚生將細蚊仔湊大，做好地個工 ，and then also 點樣must be loyal to your partner 咁先至啱嘅。Don't overdo yourself， don't over 唔好做到自己好似掹咁樣。You get what I mean？ Okay 好。So this is something I have to add in 好。Okay 好。But 呢啲你哋知道 is very important。The reason is once the layman comes, sometimes it's not suitable for monk to mention this, especially how to say too direct. So layman talk to layman easy, especially woman talk to woman, man talk to the man. You know what I mean? So I have to tell you all, if one day, okay, you are senior in the Buddhism, and the beginners come, you notice that how come the guy just married, but do the meditation, so you have to remind them, hey, you shouldn't over meditate. Okay, you should have a baby. Okay, you should say something like that. If let's say he doesn't want the baby, I think you must get the agreement from the senior also, mother or mother or father, on both sides also. Okay, so this is something I have to add in. Okay, now we talk about the fourth precept. Precept is aware of the suffering caused by unmindful speech and inability to listen to others. I vow to cultivate loving speech and deep listening in order to bring joy and happiness to others. Loving speech meaning to say that they say good words. We encourage people instead of discourage people. I don't know whether you have the experience or not, especially our grandparents or grandparents' parents side. They seldom use the love speech to express the love, but to leave a sarcastic remark or to express the love. If let's say you go to learn driving, you go to考車牌咪，佢會say哎呀唔使考啦，你唔得㗎啦。覺得 the older generation they used to speak like this to express the love. 你做咩佢會 discourage 講，哎得啦，唔使做啦，你唔會成功㗎啦。佢會 say like that. So this is their generation. They are express their love. But for our modern generation, more love speech to encourage people more. And don't want to hurt people more. 你哋有冇覺得係咪咁？kind words. You get what I mean? 係咪你哋 grandfather that side they seldom用 loving speech 嘅 ，alright. Okay, secondly is about is a deep listening. Yes. A very especially the power. 點樣講family where they focus the power in the father side. We call it patriarch. It's a patriarch, right? Okay, usually this type of system. The father has the full authority, and usually they seldom listen. The feeling and the words from the junior. Here, encourage the listening, even though from the senior they should listen more from the junior. This is what means here. Many years ago, I met a counselor to do the tele-counseling. According to her, he said they will receive the call, about 300 calls from the public. But among the 300 calls, 90% of them, they don't need any solution. They just want you to listen to them. As the tele-counseling, you just listen and say, yes, okay, I know it, I understand. It's enough already. Meaning to say that nowadays, many people, they want to talk, but they find nobody to talk, especially in the family. Here, we encourage all of you to have a deep listening to your family member, so that the whole family member have a better growth psychologically. How should we do the counsel? How do we do the listening? There's a few skills involved. First of all, okay, let's say, today the weather is good, right? Okay, some people will respond, no good lah, I think something wrong with you. Some people will respond like that. Some will say, no lah, I don't think so lah. You think too much. Some people will respond like this. So all this is not a good response. People say that, okay, I feel so happy, I feel so sad because the weather looks gloomy. They just want you how to listen. We just respond that. We express their feeling, we repeat their feeling, and express their word or repeat their word in your own words. So you can say, okay, you feel sad, weather, it is good enough. We don't criticize them and we don't comment on their statement. That is the art of listening. Okay, but I think we are not used to communicate like that. Usually people say, I feel so sad because I broke up with my girlfriend, so we say, you deserve it. We don't respond like that. It's just what you say, you deserve it, oh, you close up the door already. This is how we respond. We say, we used to respond like that. But in counseling, they wouldn't respond like this. You pay them $100, so they will just listen. They will say that I understand how you feel, and you feel sad due to the relationship. They will just answer like this. Once people respond like this, they will keep on telling more and more. They will keep on elaboration. But if the answer you deserve it, they close the door already. So yeah, man. If possible, you go to pick up the course in counseling center. For the course, maybe 3-day course, they will teach you how to practice deep listening. They will tell you how to do all this. Okay. So this is the involved. And remember that if you repeat what they say, don't like a parrot. Okay. People say that I feel so sad. Then you say, oh, you feel so sad. Okay, I feel sad because the weather is not good. Oh, you feel sad. I feel sad. Yeah, you feel sad because the weather is not good. Don't just repeat like that. You have to use your own words to repeat. You get what I mean? You have to use your own words to repeat. Then he know that, oh, you understand me. Okay. Okay. Why we have to do so? The reason is we want to gain the trust from them. Oh, if you open, if you understand her, how to say, when he feels sad and he say his relationship, and he mentioned that he has been broken with his girlfriend, to listen it, when you keep on listening, he starts to trust you, and he will ask you, once he asks your opinion, then you give the opinion. Your opinion is worthful. It's, how to say, your opinion can work well once he trusts you. So yeah, my lady, my time got it. Just ask him the question. You will understand him better. Okay, in order to bring joy and happiness to others and relieve other suffering. Okay, knowing that words can create happiness and suffering, I vow to learn to speak truthfully with words and inspire self-confidence, joy, and hope. Okay, well, this is talk about speak truthfully 啦。即係講真話啦，咁我哋如果講真話嘅話係咪？Especially in business, usually people they won't speak truthfully 啦。Why? Because just for get a better business profit, usually people won't speak truthfully 啦。咁樣Then we should avoid this. We words that inspire self-confidence, joy, and hope. Speak kind words to inspire people's confidence, joy, and the hope. I'm determined not to spread news that I do not know to be certain. Spread news, don't know to be certain. I think this is common in social media, especially WhatsApp. Fake news. Okay. So please, if let's say you are uncertain whether the news is fake or not fake, please Google it before you spread it. Because now you just press one button, the whole world can get the message already. Okay? So I think nowadays people get a lesson. I heard that 7 to 80% population in Malaysia, they disbelieve the news on the social media. They prefer get the news from the newspaper because the editor will filter it before you read through the news. Nowadays it's different already. People have more trust to the to the orthodox media, not just WhatsApp or Facebook. Types of condone things of which I'm not sure. Okay, so just be mindful when you make a remark in the Facebook. I think we mentioned that before. There's a lady claimed that she wished to die, right? So a lot of people make the remark that yes, you should go to die, you should go to die. Then finally, the woman really committed suicide. Be careful when you make the remark. Okay, I will refrain from uttering words that can cause division or discourse. Okay, if you realize that when you say something, you can cause division between the relationship between the friends or the organization, please stop saying so. The words can cause the division, or that can cause the family or community to break. Okay, I will make all effort to reconcile and resolve all conflict, however small. Okay, how do we know that somebody doesn't like us? How do we know that? The action, maybe they respond coolly, right? They respond in a cool way, or maybe the word you sound doesn't nice. So, are you used to to resolve the conflict with the people who turn back to you? Are you used to do so? 你慣唔慣啊？如果有人咁樣 turn sour face to you， 你約佢飲茶，問下係咩事咁樣 ？Are you used to do so? Depends on the target. Related, especially the person is important to you or not. Okay, especially husband or wife. You have to communicate. Because you will jeopardize the relationship and the working, right? But if let's say it's the attendance in the if let's say the guard in the security or postman, I think we don't bother so much. Am I right? Because the postman, you see, it depends whether you have a time or not. They will pay attention to postman or newspaper deliverer or the cashier in the 7-Eleven. They turn sour face to you. I think usually we won't bother so much. But because they are not that important for us. Okay. According here, I will make all effort to reconcile and resolve all conflict, however small. This is about the 4th precept. Okay. Go to the 5th precept. Okay. Of the suffering. We should read this. Okay, the way of the suffering. Suffering caused by unmindful consumption.
Joy in my body, in my consciousness, and in the collective body and consciousness of my family and society. I am determined not to use alcohol or any other substance or to ingest food or other items in toxic. Everything and organization. I am aware that my body or my consciousness is followed way by my parents, my society, and future generations. I work from my life here, failure, and confusion myself and society by practicing. I understand that proper guidance here for self-transformation and for the transformation of society.
Please highlight the point. This precept originally specified for alcohol. Okay. 1,000 years ago, Buddhists are refraining from taking alcohol, even a drop. There's some story behind. One day, there is a monk who have a very strong psychic. Okay, wandering in a village. Okay, there's no room for him to stay, so the people encourage him to. So he went to the cave and stayed. But people said that there is a naga in the cave, and the naga and it looks very, how to say, it can eat you. Okay, naga may eat you and very threatening. Okay. Anyway, the monk doesn't care, and he really go and stay. Well, the monk is very good in psychic, so he can just turn the naga easily. Turn the naga easily and keep it inside the bowl, his own bowl. Next day, when he come out from the cave, the people so surprised. Everybody praised that, oh, you are a very good monk, since you can tame the naga, which has killed so many people before. Well, since he is a monk, he do the pindapat every day, all right? And he met a woman, and the woman poured some alcohol inside the bowl. He drank the alcohol. Drank, he get drunken, and just lay down on the road. People report the case to Shakyamuni. And after Shakyamuni hearing that, Shakyamuni said that, you see, you are so good in psychic, you can even tame the naga, a very fearful naga. But once you drink something, you're just like a dead people. From this day onward, my disciples are not allowed to drink alcohol even a drop. So this is the first story why Buddhism banned the alcohol consumption. The second story is the alcohol itself is not a cup, how to say, okay, if you drink the alcohol, it can make you to break other precepts. For those who, how shall I put it now? Okay. One day there's a man staying in his home. Okay. 係咪喺屋企自己住？咁佢住下係咪？佢冇嘢做啦， so he start drink the alcohol。佢有多少醉？he get drunken。Then suddenly he saw a chicken pass by. He feel hungry, he go to kill the chicken。之前係咪未飲酒咪？佢冇咁夠膽。After drink the alcohol， 佢又夠 he got the gut to do the thing。The neighbor come, a woman, a beautiful woman. Okay. The man started to lie. He said, oh, I didn't see the chicken. Even though he killed the chicken. He started to lie already. Okay. He killed already. And then, since okay, the woman is beautiful, and then he raped the woman. So you see, once you start to the 5th precept, the other precept, he start to break the consecutive precept one by one. So you refrain from drinking alcohol. The reason is here. 因為你酒一飲醉咗係咪？你自己亂咗性係咪？ Then you break the other precept. Because nowadays people will claim that they need the entertainment. Because especially when you start to talk with a customer, a little bit drink is easy for them to get the deal done, right? Am I right? Okay, all the project done already. Okay, okay. If you need this entertainment, don't try to hold this precept. I understand that you can very hard to get the Buddhists or those who practice vegetarianism to sign a contract with you. It's not easy to get this out of people. Okay, well, yes, so this is the reason why some high monks, he knows that it's very difficult to totally ban from Buddhist, the Buddhists to totally, how to say, so they say, but anyway, it's not, no, it's still infringing the precept. It's still infringing the precept. I still infringe the precept. Okay, do you get it? Okay, but if you take the alcohol, it's under the advice of the doctor, that is the exception. That is permitted. No, that is allowable. Because that is that is the medicine, right? Wang Zhao Gai can remove the wind from the body. Am I right? Especially for the woman. You can remember already. Too old to remember this. Yes. Well, I think there's a medical proof. It's from Orthodox Chinese medicine way. Oh, you mean the Westerner, right? Oh no, they have their own way, I think. Yeah. But here, I mean, you take it as a medicine. It's a different perception. You know what I mean? You take it as a medicine because some they mention that the alcohol can induce can trigger the stimulate the circulation of the blood, and you can medicine to the particular part of the body. Someday, if it is support medically, it will be allowed. I mean, for medication purpose, it's okay. But if just for fun, well, that is not allowable. Well, even though we say it is not allowable, no people go to catch you. Buddhism is different from the Muslim. Muslim, they got the jakim, go to catch you, whether you got the party affair in the hotel, they'll go to catch you. They will catch you. Buddhism, no, we don't catch you. So you have to understand why you have to do so. Then you will know what to do. You have to self-restraint. No people. Oh, it is very hard to resist, or actually you still want to drink. This is your problem, okay? You know what I mean? It's your problem, you know. If you really want to totally abstain, I think you can do so if you wish. Because some people they tell me that my customers prefer my service. It's not my entertainment. Happy with my service. They are not happy because I can drink with them. Some people claim like that. So I think it depends on individual. If you insist that you don't want to drink, I think you still can get a business life. Okay? Yeah. You agree, so no excuse for the husband, I mean to say that. It doesn't have the excuse anymore. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
But nowadays, I see
legalized marijuana.
A lot of vegan, they inject
to say box right? Box right? Box No, it's not in the fifth precept. Okay, in fifth precept, the spiritual behind the fifth precept is you will cause addiction to it, and once you addict to it, you wouldn't think sensibly. That is so-called is within the five precepts. You lost your mind control. TikTok. No, it's a different story. What addicting, injecting? Okay. No, I understand. Okay. Well, anyway, if let's say the way I see it, still not within the area of the fifth precept. That's more on. If let's say you are, it's something like a greedy lah. It's a desire lah. It's not under the fifth precept lah. Fifth precept meaning to say that you acted in gambling. Activity. The activity cause you lost mind. The lost mind can create and make you and trigger you to break the other precept. That is a different story. Okay. Okay, very good question. Okay. What type of addiction? There is a step to addiction. First, he has to admit that this is the addiction. Okay. If after admitting that this is the addiction, he has the intention to remove it in the first place. If he doesn't want to remove the addiction, no people can stop that. So this is the first step. Okay. So the third step is he has to know that the disadvantage for the addiction and the advantage of removing the addiction. For example, people addict to gambling, you have to know that it can cause you bankrupt, okay, and it can cause you shameful, and you will cause trouble to the people all around you. You have to truly understand this advantage. And you know that the advantage of without gambling, you notice that all your assets can be maintained, and you will earn a good name, okay. And the fourth step is you have to look for excuse for you. For example, okay, you are willing to remove addiction because you want to please your daughter, or you want to please your grandchildren, or your grandchildren or your daughter threaten that if you don't the addiction of the gambling, I want to I want to stop the disown. I will disown you. There must be one people he is very care about it, and he is willing to do. He will make him to do anything to please these people. Okay, so this is the step one. Okay. Once he reached this step already, then the next step further, he needs a religion, especially for the gambling and also the addict. And the drug addictor. Without the support of religion, it's very hard to totally remove it. Why? The reason is you see, this addiction, especially a drug, the body addiction easily, they will put them in the room and keep on use the cold water to spray on them. This is the so-called the treatment of the cold turkey. Okay, after seven days, the spring of the cold water, the addiction from the body no more already. But psychologically, they still want it. At this moment, the spiritual from the religion, a lot. So after 7 days, the body starts to down because you already keep a distance from the from the drug or from the gambling activity. Okay, but anyway, your mind is still keeping one. Okay, so you must keep a distance between the how to say 即係嗰個賭博嗰個嘢係咪？定如果你戒酒係咪？你戒賭係咪？你就愛同個隊係咪？有個遠嘅距離咯。如果你戒毒係咪？你同呢個毒品有個遠嘅距離咯。Then after 呢個遠距離係咪？一段時間之後係咪？戒毒係咪？有時 you need a substitution. You need a substitution. Why? Because you have already fully depended on it. Okay, once you take out something, you will feel empty. Then there will some symptoms arise. 好似流鼻水啊、黑眼瞓啊，令佢覺得冇意思。So you need a substitution. You have to look for substitution for it. When you got the substitution and he feel happy with the substitution, 咁樣係咪？It take 1 year, 2 year, 3 year 係咪？ After 3 years, then he go back to the gambling hall and he feel nothing. 咁呢啲叫做戒盤。So this is a few steps he has to go through. 通常戒係咁樣嘅方法，戒咩都係咪？呢啲 steps 咯。咁就知。有啲抌咗都戒唔到。抌咗都戒唔到。腳趾嚟到。抌咗都戒唔到，唔係咁易㗎。Sadly to say that within our Buddhism circle, it is easy to come across the cases where the addiction for the gambling caused the split within the family. Addiction, especially drug and also the gambling. Usually drinking, not that bad yet. Not that bad. The damage is not as strong as the drug addiction and also the gambling addiction. Okay. But so far, to remove addiction, there's only one Buddhist organization run this type of activity to help where it's in Fuyan 叫做Jing Jue 叫做覺之家啦，覺之家。Yes, for some cases, I interviewed the case, drug addiction. For both of them, 佢哋係咪？如果真係上海人係咪？ They can act very well. They can act very well. Since they need the money to fulfill the addiction, they will start to cheat everybody. They will cheat until nobody they can cheat anymore. Then they start to get a loan from the loan shark. Once the loans accumulate until a certain level, they cannot pay back. Since nobody trusts them some more, they will just jump. They will commit suicide. This is their only outcome. 通常咁樣咯，because 點樣講啊 ？Usually 當佢哋有 addiction 係咪？Since you don't know them, they can act so well. But first time you get cheated, second time you get cheated, third time you want to disown, you will disown them, no matter how the relationship. Especially the loan shark come to look for the loan. If you don't disown the relationship, the loan shark will keep on. Yeah, they will oppress over you. You have a relationship with the loaner, you got the case.
My brother.
Oh, your brother, yeah. I can pass you the telephone number. So he has first must have the intention want to stop the addiction in the first place. He must know the disadvantage of it, and there must be somebody who can threaten him, get him. If these people doesn't exist, it doesn't have the triggering point or to start. Right? But somebody must come up. It might be his daughter, or it might be his wife, or somebody very close to him, and will really hurt him. I mean, there must be somebody who really cares. Okay, I'm so sad hearing that but there's a few cases in our group so we can have a further conversation and there's one people they start discussing the habit already. I think quite successful. They get a good result, but it's not in our Buddhism group. It's in the Christian group. It doesn't matter. Even though there's a Christian group, please go in the. Addiction, then we talk about religion. It doesn't matter. Go to the Christian group. Sorry that we don't have a Buddhism group for the addiction yet, for the addiction, for the removal of addiction yet. Okay. Further discussion later. Okay. All right. So here we talk about I'm determined not to use alcohol or any other intoxicant or to ingest food or other items that contain toxin. So meaning to say that all the drugs, okay, the meth and also the meth. Okay, and also the marijuana is included here. Besides, you see, such as certain TV programs, magazine, book, and film. Nowadays, people, they will just keep on watch the Korean series movie, the drama series, or continuous 20 series without stopping. 咁樣都算係addict already. 你哋有冇試過 3 day 3 night Korea series movie? TVB God as long as 你覺得自己好似多少用嚟咁樣係咪？或者 something wrong with you 啦 ？OK addiction 啊。Many years ago, I think 3 years ago 有一個睇到死開啦，call I think she watched maybe 5 days 4 nights because they cannot stop the addiction. Oh, the story is so interesting. Okay, yeah. 所以咩人都有呢個世界OK。咁你又蒸個頭，咁你就冇 entertainment 啦咁樣OK. The way that to damage my body or my consciousness, those poison is to betray my ancestor, my parent, my society, and the generation. To transform violence, fear, anger, and confusion in myself and in society by practicing a diet for myself and for society. So here all is we do the good thing to make sure that we don't lose our mind. As long as you do something not lost, by not losing your mind, you are practicing 5%. Okay. Understand that a proper diet is crucial for self-transformation. 睇到冇 5% include a proper diet. Okay. Everything moderately. We will eat Buddhist King for the whole during season. You won't do so. You eat moderately. You won't overeat. Okay, that's very good. Some people, when they take something, they will overeat. So this is also not the spirit of a 5%. Okay. All right. So that's for today. Okay. Please just do 5 minute recaps to each other. Okay. So, Juju, we try to recap with Mr. Wee. Okay. Okay. Mrs. Wee, you please recap with Mrs. Madin. Okay. So Madin, you please try to recap with Guan. Okay. So Mrs. Guan, you please recap to I think somebody. Look for somebody who you 你唔熟嘅人啦，recap 到 you choose one group 啦。